Hello, guess what? I'm smoking a cigarette. Ooh, is that evil? Yes. We're focused on how bad cigarette smoking is for you. Well, yeah, smoking may not be good for you. You know, there's some places you can't even smoke in your own car. Oh, there we go. Well, yeah, smoking is bad for you, but you know, I think it's gone a little bit political. The secondhand smoke. Well, we used to be thinking about all the air pollution putting out by the factories and car emissions and so on and so forth. Now we got it blamed on the smokers. Those smokers that give out the secondhand smoke are all killing us, giving us cancer. Well, you know, I think, how do they really know if it's a secondhand smoke or if it's some pollutants that we've got put in our air? Well, you know, Glasgow University did a study on smoking, and they found out that the #1 profession that had more smokers than any other profession happened to be in the medical field. You'd think those would know better, but the doctors are all told you not to smoke. But then if you kind of look out there at break time and stuff like that, them same doctors sometimes are smoking. You know, the nurses tell you not to smoke, but you know what? You get the highest number of smokers that are nurses. 20% are respiratory therapists, by the way. And that was a study here done some time ago by Glasgow University. Also, they found out that nicotine itself is an antiviral. It does kill some viruses. So, am I advocating to smoke? No, I'm not really advocating to smoke because I'm saying it's not good for you and you want to be healthy. But what I am advocating is everybody wants to flex their muscles, especially the law, and say, you know, this is not allowed, that's not allowed, you know, instead of letting us live and let is. Do you think we're really a free country? No. I don't think we're a free country. I think we've gotten probably closer to communism than communist Russia was. I know somebody from Ireland who came over to celebrate him and his wife's 25th wedding anniversary. They went to a beach here in the United States, put out a blanket, had a nice picnic lunch, and then he brought out a bottle of champagne. Both of them had champagne glasses, and both of them toasted to their 25th wedding anniversary. But guess what? Here comes Mr. Policeman up and says, "You're busted for an open flask in public." You know, really shut this guy's anniversary down. You know, because we are so controlled, rules, regulation. You know what too many rules, regulations, you know what it does? It gets us stressed out, really nauseates us. But, you know, are you a robot? Are you controlled? I believe in live and let live, as long as you're not hurting anybody else. If you know that smoking is bad for you, then it's up to you to stop. But yet we got insurance companies that also like to dictate to us and dictate to the doctors on what to do, even though insurance companies probably don't even have a doctor in their facility and they have a nurse, but they're going to still tell the doctors what to do and what to pay for and what they can't, and what not to pay for, you know. So we're totally mind controlled here. We got so many rules and regulations. In fact, there's even a hospital in Georgia that before you can be hired there, they actually take a blood sample to make sure that you don't smoke cigarettes. You know, what kind of rights is that? You cannot get a job now unless you pass a drug test. Well, as I pointed out in another video, it's like, hey, in the 60s and 70s, you know, we had less violent crimes, but we had more drugs back then floating around. Everybody was smoking pot and taking LSD and taking speed and whatever. But yet we want to blame it on a lot of things on everything else. We want to put the blame on a lot of other things, you know. We want to find an excuse for a lot of other things. You know, it's all about mind control. And you know what? It's stressing people out. And maybe that can contribute to some of the anxieties and mental illness that people have because they're getting too stressed out. I mean, you can literally almost be arrested for anything nowadays. And you know what? Don't worry about me. I have not got anything in my criminal record whatsoever. But I'm driving down the road and I'm constantly pulled over by the police, you know, for one thing or another. You know, I had a policeman in Georgia pulled me over and said that I had red eyes, wanted to know if I was busy smoking pot. Well, I smoked pot, but that was well over 20 years ago, maybe 30 years ago. You know, but, you know, yeah, let's get it off the big manufacturers because and the big corporations are polluting the air because guess what? We got it on the smokers now and big corporations are the ones making money. Well, you know, an interesting study in France was, I think it was France and Greece that I last read had the longest lifespan. Of course, they do have the universal health care also, and that comes to mind that Rush Limbaugh, who's against that, you know, recently sometimes mentioned he wanted to move to Costa Rica if Obama's, one of his plans went through. Well, you know, he wants, so maybe he's trying to make money. He's doing good when he's making money, but sometimes I question whether he really believes what he says. He will say he does because he's making big bucks and getting paid to do it. And, you know, makes these ratings go up, and I'm sure he does have a lot of followers. But anyway, I don't want to get off track, but I did a correlational study that France and Greece actually had the longest lifespans and the best of health. But I did another study and found out they had the highest number of smokers. Something interesting about that. Just some more things to think about. Have a nice life.